Welcome to the Love Holistic Living podcast, your roadmap to heal and align mind, body, and soul and become intuitive through food, pleasure, and spirituality with your host and Italian friend, Sara. If your ex is texting you back out of the blue, this is what it means. Welcome back to another episode with your Italian friend and spiritual healer, Sara with Love Holistic Living. Welcome back. I'm so excited about this episode because it's happening for a lot of people that either they see their ex, like they run into their ex and or an ex. And when we say ex, it could be a lover connection, like a loving connection, your ex and or an ex-friend. Okay. Both energies. And or they're texting you back out of the blue. It could be 1 year, 4 years, 30 days. They're texting you back. This is what it means. You have to understand at an energetic level so that you're more empowered to make decisions right now that can lead you to continue to stay in alignment with yourself and not fall into traps. Because so many of us, we fall into the trap of like, they're coming back and they want to apologize and I'm reuniting myself with them. And maybe you desire that so much, right? But in this episode, we hope to give you the clarity you need in order to move forward and also know what you're communicating with the universe and what to expect if you do decide to open that door. And before we get into, make sure that you subscribe and like this video so we know that you like this type of content. And also don't forget that we have the last live event in December here in California. So if you live somewhere in California or somewhere in the States, and you want to come to the live event, we only have 12 spots available. We're going to talk and explore and heal soul connections. So, in case you want to explore a deeper connection, you want to find insight, you want to shift the relationship, you want to cut the soul tie, cleanse it from your body, and you want to find your soul tribe, your community, then make sure that you check the link down below because that's all of the things we're going to be doing from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. We're going to focus our energy and clear any limiting beliefs that you have about relationships and or any existing energies, connections in your energy. And we are going to work so that on it so that providing upgrades so that when you get out of that day, you're fully recharged, have clarity, know how to move forward, know the strategies, and you're going to be so whole that this healing will provide healing for your generation, future generations, past generations, and will help you shift your life at a quantum level. So make sure that you join us. Don't forget to subscribe to the newsletter because sometimes Spirit wants us to do more online healing circles. And we're also exploring expos right now to be live so that you can check us live. We just did one in Summerville, California. We'll probably go, to Reno in California. And also we'll be starting to travel a lot more. So you can hopefully join us in person. All right, let's get into this episode. I can feel the excitement. This topic is dear to me because personal story, I've fallen into a lot of, I wouldn't call them traps, but I've stumbled upon my own path many times in my journey because I was too naive and I was too open. If you're here, you're probably such a special soul with a very big empathic heart. And the problem with that is that you see the good in people all the time. It doesn't matter that if they hurt you, if they stole money from you, you still have compassion for them. And yes, or you may be cutting bridges, but at the end of the day, you ruminate about if you've made the right decision. Okay. Or you store the emotion somewhere. But I want you to know that, if you're someone like me, I do not like to treat people badly whatsoever. And I always am nice. That's why all of my life I've been taken advantage of until like I literally came out on the other side when an experience nearly like killed me. Narcissistic abuse, killed my soul at least and my body. And I call her the warrior archetype, the queen, the high priestess. That we have different archetypes in our system. Especially the warrior came out and was like, this is never going to happen again. Like this is not. We've got to learn, and boundaries need to be put in place. But if you're open and you are wondering, why is that person coming back into my life? Why are they texting back? Here is your answer. Okay, let's just say that it's an ex lover and or a friend, but let's just focus the energy a little bit on the ex lover. Again, if it resonates, it resonates. If it doesn't resonate, then think about a friend. I want you to understand that at an energetic level, when we break up with someone, your souls continue to talk, to communicate with one another all the time, whether you like this or not, unless you recall your power back and your energy back and you cut the soul tie. What does it mean, cutting the soul tie? So many people think that if we cut the soul tie, we will never talk to that person again. And sometimes they don't want to cut it because they're like, no, I still want to have a relationship with my mom. And I'm like, that doesn't mean that you're stopping the relationship unless you want to. It means that you stop the energetic flow that is not in full equilibrium and that may be draining you so that you recall your energy back. One, you're not going to feel exhausted. Two, you're going to have feelings and thoughts that are only yours and not from the other person. Because if you're still connected with them, then you feel what they feel. Then you wake up and you're like, I'm anxious, but that's not you, that's them. And believe me, you're going to go crazy if you do not cut the soul tie, which I will place the ritual, step-by-step ritual and activation down below for you to check out, download, and use it whenever you please. It has saved my life and my client's life. So check that out right now. It's in the link down below. But if you do not do that process, the energy of that person, let's just say that that person is not that nice. I mean, if it's an ex, friend, or lover, that means that there was a breakup. That means that something didn't go right and you drifted away or you stopped the relationship. Again, not only blocking doesn't do much besides blocking the physical. Energies go across time and places. That's why we're able to do energy work online, because energy is energy. You can't create or destroy energy, but you can move energy. So a lot of the time, let's just say there was an ex that was manipulative. Okay. Whether it was sexual manipulation or emotional manipulation, physical, you know, they will recall the connection back. And there are ways to do it. So I want you to know that if you're dreaming about your ex, friend or lover, someone from your past, that is the most distant realm they can come through. So a lot of the time people are like, why am I dreaming about them? Is because you guys are connecting through a dream state, which is the most remote. And some people remember that or not. So you guys might meet in the dream and you may remember that dream vividly and you wake up and you're like, oh my God, I dreamt about them. And they might not even realize that they've done that. And there are different reasons why you guys are meeting in a dream, but the purpose of the dream is you guys are connecting. You guys are talking. And at the dream state, you can heal the relationship. So you can actually work things out in the dream state. Or if you feel, and I always tell people, make sure that you understand how you feel when you wake up. Because sometimes I feel like, oh, that person came to me and that was not a good energy. I don't want them here, but they came into my dream state to reconnect. And I actually yuck. I feel so yucky. I feel disgusted, right? I feel like I do not want that energy in near me. If you're like, well, it was like an ex-friend and she came into my dream and what does he mean? And I'm like, well, I guess we need to sort things out. Maybe we had a wonderful conversation and you're starting to feel more compassionate about the relationship. That is a different feeling. That means that the dream was healing. And, or let's just say again, maybe you guys did talk, not talk. Anyway, communication. You guys are connecting. What I want you to get out of this is you guys are connecting at that level. Okay. Further. Okay. Let's just say that they've tried that, or maybe they don't, but they feel an opening to your energy. So I want you to know that if someone was manipulative, they know you so well because they were connected to you through what we call the wound center. And the wound center are the places in your energy field that are not fully closed, they're open. Let's just say that you have a fear of being abandoned, not good enough. The person that came to you and attached themselves to you was through that core, through that wound. Okay. So I want you to understand that they know your energy and they know when you're high vibe and then when you are not high vibe, when you are going through something. Let's just say you're exhausted, you're tired, you had a really long work week. So your energy naturally lowers. Your barriers lowers as well. So they feel that and they start to come in energetically. And what do? They feel they have an opening. So they know you well, they text. And that text, I want you to understand, they're testing the water. And I know that your naive personality, you're like always looking at the bright side, looks at that and be like, they're so nice. They've thought about me. They're thinking about me. Oh, they're texting me first. Do you have those thoughts? Because that was me many years ago and for a long time. Not to realize that in reality, if someone has been manipulative, if someone has hurt you, betrayed you, and they haven't done the work, and now after I've done the work, I know what it takes to heal. And healing requires energy, courage, time. And if someone is like, hasn't done that, they haven't changed. So for them is an opening to your energy. They're testing the water. And I want you to hear this. If you only hear this part of the podcast, they are waiting to see if you respond or not. They are literally throwing you like you know, the, like a catch, like the worms that you throw when you're fishing. And then it's like, oh, is she or he going to catch it? Going to fall for it? If you respond, and I know that you're like, well, I'm just being nice. I'm just going to say, good, how are you? You're done. You're done, which means that they know that your door is cracked open. If you wouldn't respond, they don't have an entrance to your energy. But if you do respond, even with a yes or no, they now can work with it. So you've cracked, I want you to imagine a door and they're knocking. And then you crack the door open and say, yes, I'm good. All right. Now the door is cracked open. And someone who is manipulative, I want you to understand, they know how to work energies really well. And they know, and they have the patience to work with this for a week or 3 months or longer, which means that they may continue to text you, hey, how are you, for 3 weeks until they throw you the next question. Hey, would you like to grab coffee? Hey, would you like to have a phone call tonight? I just dropped up a few things. Let me send you a card. So they know that level because obviously this is individual. They know that they know you well enough to understand the level of how much it takes when your energy is going to open up, the level of entrance that they have. And it's up to you to decide how to move forward. But I just want you to understand if they're texting, you're texting back. Okay. They have an entrance to your energy. So don't wake up one morning when you're hurt again and you look back and you're like, how did this happen? Because at the end of the day, when we respond, we have a choice and we're saying yes or no to this energy. Could this be a test? Or could this be, some people are like, yeah, but they're apologizing, and I'm like, well, that's up to you to trust your inner compass enough and to have the clarity. You have to have the clarity when this person texts you to know what you want to do with them. And that is super important. That's something that a lot of people miss, the clarity. They're like, we'll see how it goes. They just want to have a coffee. And I'm like, no, people don't just want to have a coffee unless there is they want to go somewhere. Some people have good intentions and they want to go somewhere. They want to apologize and start over. Or some people just want to relatch onto your energy and drain you even more and repeat the cycle, you know? So, and I'm specifically talking to people who have been in toxic, relationship cycles. They're empaths. They're finding themselves like trying to move forward and manifest healthy relationships. And I want you to know that this could be a sign of like a test. This could be a test from the universe. And sometimes is responding with a lot more boundaries and no fear. So this happened to me, not to me. This happened to my client, one of my clients. She's like, I just received this text, this phone call, and this box, mailed to me by my crazy ex. And I haven't responded. I called the authorities because this was literally a crazy person. And she started to go into fear. And I said, he's checking your energy. Okay. He's testing. Your test here is to not respond by using fear. You're not that woman anymore. You're not that past version of yourself. You need to act like this present version of yourself that I know you are. You're strong, you're confident. There's no reason to go into fear. He can't do anything to you. You're much bigger. And she's like, okay, I got it. So the ex was just testing the energy and like starting to implant. So they implant what they implanted before. So if the energy of their relationship was about betrayal, was about there is a wound of like you're hurt or fear, right? Or anger. So they're going to do something to reactivate that vibration within you, to implant so that they can start working through that opening of the energetic body first. Then they're going to get to you emotionally. Okay. So understand what's going on because at the end of the day, you're here to make choices, to take responsibility for what you allow to happen, what you don't allow to happen. And could there be that they're really apologizing and they're like, hey, can we grab coffee? And I really want to sort this through. Absolutely. So again, I was saying, trust your inner compass enough, your intuition enough to know when that's happening and to decide what you want to do. Do you want to give them that? And maybe you do. I honor when people like start apologizing. I honor that. But remember that forgiveness doesn't allow entrance back into your life. That is something that you must embody with like zero fear and also with a lot of love and compassion and realize that, yeah, if I allow forgiveness, to them, to myself, that doesn't grant them the permission to come in anymore. But you have to have that clarity in place when they text and say, okay, whether I know what they want or not, okay, what is that I want out of this? I want you to go further a little bit. What is this going to get me? Like, is this going to be like good to have them back into my life or not? Is this a distraction? Like, how does it really feel? And the clarity of like, where do I want this to go? Because maybe, yeah, I mean, I'm open for them to forgive, but I don't want them back into my life. Like, these are friends that didn't act like friends. And I'm okay letting them go, like sort out whatever needs to be sorted out and then just move on. If it's an ex, oftentimes, yeah, there might be some like forgiveness, but they usually want to reconnect for something else. Oftentimes they come back for intimacy. Oftentimes they come back because of our energy. And you get to make that choice. Like, do I want it? I personally, like, when I close the door, I close the door. So if they come in, then I'm like, before I was like, yeah, we can be friends. You're an ex. And now I'm like, no. In Italy, we say, non riscaldare la zuppa. La zuppa riscaldata non funziona mai, which means that if a soup is old, reheating that soup is not going to take you anywhere. So we wanted you to know all of this if someone is coming back into your life, because this could be literally a test. You get to decide. You're always in control. but understand that they want to check the entrance, work their way through that entrance, that opening, and come back fully into your life for the purpose of getting back, reconnecting, be friends again. But then ask yourself, with everything that happened, do I want them in my life or not? Or am I going somewhere and they've demonstrated they can't be that for me? Or have they done the work enough? And I know you need to know how much work it takes, literally, to wanting to change. Most people don't do it. To, yeah, to like completely change. But you need to make sure of that. And this is an individualized journey. Just means that there's no right or wrong answer for everybody. Your life is unique to you. Don't ever compare your life to anybody else out there, and always come from a place of power. Oftentimes, we give our power away. Know your value, know who you are, know that your energy is powerful, know that your energy is full of light, know that people come to you because they want to be around you. So know your value. And then ask yourself, who do I want to share my light with? Who is worthy of being in my presence? And again, you don't need to be an influencer and or a speaker and or a healer, out there to know that you're valuable. Okay? I want you to understand that you can be literally a teacher and understand the place you bring, understand the value you bring to the world. You can be a nurse, you can be, someone, a manager, anyone. Okay? To know that you're valuable and that your energy matters to them. You get to choose, who do you want to share it with? And do you want to go backwards or do you want to go forward? So we're going to leave you with these questions. Don't forget to check the live events, the newsletter, and the cord cutting ritual. And we'll see you in the next episode. A big ciao.